Hey, how's it going, Joanne? My name is Jack here with Rocketship SEO. Thanks for reaching out for a video analysis. Here in this video analysis, what I want to do is kind of cover what's been working out for you in terms of your SEO, provide some further insight as to what's potentially out there, and how we would be able to help you if we were to tackle this project on together. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. The first thing I did was I pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website and see what's been working out for you. So what I can see right off the bat is that you have a decent amount of referring domains and backlinks, but we just need a lot more than we're at right now in order to continue to build the authority on your website. Now, in case you didn't know what a backlink and referring domain is, Joanne, it's basically any website that links back to your website by a hyperlink. And so if, for example, there is a blog that's called the emuoilblog.com, and they go and make a new blog post and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best emu oils, check out longviewfarms.com. And if the person clicked on that link, it would take them directly to your website. And so that's actually tracked by Google, and the number of websites that point back to your website is a good indicator that Google utilizes to basically determine how authoritative your website is. Because in Google's eyes, the kinds of websites that get a lot of other websites talking about them, where other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because they're basically like, hey, go check out Longview Farms, and then if they clicked on the link, it would take it to your website. That is a very good trust signal in Google's eyes, and that in turn affects your authority and builds the authority on the website, and that ultimately affects how quickly you rank for the keywords you want to rank for and how highly you rank for it. There's a bunch of other nuances behind that, but authority is a big part of the ranking factor. So we need to make sure that we have more referring domains and backlinks than where you're at. We want to shoot for about 400, 500 referring domains on about 4,000 backlinks, and that's really going to help you show up at the top of Google for all the different keywords you want to rank for. Let's see and take a look exactly what kind of keywords you currently rank for, and let's go from there, all right? So it looks like you rank for Longview Farms, #1 spot, Longview Farm, third spot, Longview Farms, Emu Oil, first spot, Emu Oil, Longview Farms, first spot, Emu Oil Shampoos, #4, great job there, Emu Oil. Wow, I had no idea that there was so much search volume for the phrase Emu Oil, and it looks like you hold the #32nd spot for that. I can help you with this. This is the first goal, and it's the kind of SEO that we do. It's very powerful in terms of how well we can rank you. Our methodologies is very good at ranking you for keywords that you specifically build out for your website. So if this is like pure emu oil products online, that is very powerful in terms of ranking you for this kind of thing. And once we start doing all of our SEO work, it's just going to be not a problem for us to rank you very quickly for this. The other reason I know that this is a lot easier for us to rank for is the fact that it has 13 KD. Now, the KD is on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the hardest. With a keyword difficulty of 13, and I've looked up some of the metrics on it, it's a little bit harder than when it shows, but it is very possible for us to rank you for a keyword difficulty of something like this. Now, if it was in like the 40s, 50s, 60s, I would be having a different conversation with you right now. But the fact that it's so low, and there's like Amazon pages on there and things like that, which means that it's not a very competitive keyword for us to go after. And that's definitely something that we would be emu help you out with. Same with emu oil. 24,000. Oh, no. I meant emu oil anyway. So yeah. So that's the kind of, even pure emu oil, that would be another great one that for us to start ranking you for. You're already on the 11th spot, so right before that first page. And we could definitely help you get to that next spot here. Same with emu oil hair, 800 searches per month. Now, here's kind of how we would go about ranking you for some of these keywords. Do you see right here, emu oil shampoos? You hold the #4th spot. Now, if you look right here in the URL, you'll notice that it's actually not your home page that ranks for this phrase, emu oil shampoos. It's actually this inner page right here that has this specific product, emu oil hair shampoo, that actually ranks at the top of Google, or at the fourth spot of Google on the first page for that phrase. The reason why you're getting so much credit for this page, for this phrase, is because you have emu oil hair shampoo in your URL, and you also have emu oil hair in your header meta title tag for this page. And so that is why you're getting so much credit for that, because your web page specifically has this keyword in there, and your description and things like that specifically target this kind of thing. So even though there isn't that much SEO work done on this, and I mean there has been. I mean I can see that you already have like 1,000 backlinks. Even with not like specific SEO done for the keywords that you want to capture, you're still getting a lot of credit for it because of the fact that you've built out a page specifically targeting that keyword. And so that's essentially what I would do for this phrase like emu oil. Now, because you don't have a home page that ranks highly for it, what I want to do is I want to actually build out a specific page that says emu oil. And then hash out an inner page and then really make it nice, because that's going to be your bread and butter that captures 24,000 search volume, and make it really nice and then point them towards the product pages. So in that page you would have certain products and the images on there that they could click, and they would take them to the product page where they can read more about the product and hopefully purchase, right? And so right here, so let's say we built out a page. You see how it says category-s/1822? By the way, we have to clean up this canonical. This is what we call canonical. It's what your URL structure is. This, I would change it literally into emu-oil. And then, or maybe a variation of that, and then hash out a content that's really good that talks about everything that has to do with emu oil. If you need someone to write the content for you, we can help you with that, because we have content writers here in-house. Otherwise, you can write the content yourself, and then we can make sure that it has all the SEO elements on there. And then that's the page that's going to start ranking you for the phrase emu oil. And that's essentially what we would do. Let's say if we wanted to capture this phrase right here, emu oil hair, like right here, you can see right here, emu oil hair. The reason why you're ranking for that phrase is because you literally have emu oil hair loss here on this page, and you might not know it, but this is in fact the page that's ranking for an 800 search volume keyword on the 13th spot. And so let's say we wanted to go after emu oil hair. I would just clean this up a little bit, add more content, because we want to shoot for about 1,000 to 1,500 words of content. That just helps. That's part of the ranking factor. And then highlight a few things, interlink to some of the other pages that you have, and clean up this canonical right here, and do it that way, and help you rank for that. But essentially, like, that's what we do. We capture maybe a list of 5 to 10 keywords we want to go after, hash out a specific page for that keyword, so that Google knows exactly what keyword you want to rank for that page, right? And then just optimize it specifically for that keyword, and that's just going to get you so much credit in terms of ranking, and then it's just a very powerful way of ranking you for that specific keyword. Nowadays, in terms of SEO, our job is to make it as easy as possible for Google to understand exactly what your website is about, and then what keywords you want to go after. The third thing is to make sure we watch out for like negative SEO elements. So things like keyword stuffing. So let's say you wanted to go after a specific keyword like emu oil. If you have the phrase emu oil too many times in your content and in your page, Google's actually going to discredit you for that, because they're going to consider it spammy, and they're actually going to make it so that you don't rank as highly than if you were to remove some of those keywords a few times and instead add similar phrases and things like LSI, which stands for latent semantic indexing, and you can look that up in Google if you'd like to read more about that. But that's the kind of thing that we would do. And other things are like keyword cannibalization, where basically you have multiple pages ranking for the same keyword. You're going to run into some issues because Google doesn't like to give one website and one specific page credit for for the same keyword. So if you want to go after emu oil and you have 4 different pages all trying to target emu oil, Google's going to have to pick and choose between one of those, and then it's either that, or they're just going to spread out the credit to all those pages and just only give you a small portion of it, which doesn't help us at all, because what's the point of ranking 4 pages on the 5th page, because no one goes to the 5th page, then ranking one page on the top of Google for the phrase, right? So that's the kind of things that where we watch out and make sure that there's no negative SEO being affecting your website. And that's just something that I notice with almost all of our clients that we run into. They just have certain things that's preventing them from ranking because of certain practices that they most of the time they just aren't aware of, right? But we are aware of, because we just know SEO, and we do this day in, day out, and we just know how Google's algorithm works, and we just know what Google's looking for, what Google's not looking for. And so that's the kind of thing that we would do. We know this kind of methodology that I talked about has worked phenomenally well for our current clients, will work phenomenally well for you as well. It's just a matter of kind of getting started. So would love to ask you a couple of questions, Joanne, about like what you're looking to do with the website, what your goal is, or what your time frame is, what your marketing budget is, and then maybe hash out a plan of attack and go ahead and get started with that, right? The one other thing I noticed is right here, if I click on this homepage right here, it goes to default.asp. You want to clean that up and make sure that it points back to longview, because then it prevents some of the link juice from spreading, and it's not the best way to structure your website in terms of SEO. And you know, like I said, our goal is to just make it as easy as possible for Google to understand what your website is about and avoid all the negative elements, right? But email oil, I mean, this is actually showing 7 keyword difficulty, but very, very possible for us to rank you. You already have authority and traffic to your going to your website, so it's a lot easier for us to help out websites that are already established than a website that's just getting started, right? So I like to do this curve where it really is like an exponential curve, because when we're first starting out a website, it takes a while for us to get to the starting point in terms of building the authority and starting to rank you for all the keywords that you want to rank for. The fact that you're basically already here, you already have rankings, you already have traffic, you already have authority on your website, it's a lot easier for us to provide you results about this much as opposed to this much in between here to here for a new website, just because of the fact that your website is already authoritative. It's a lot easier for us to get your keywords to rank on the first page, which is when you're getting that huge influx of traffic, because most people don't hit the second page for the query they search for. And so that's the kind of thing. I'd be very excited to work on this project together with you. But I guess it's just kind of a matter of initiating the conversation, right? So I'll wrap it up here. I hope at the very least you got some insight out of this, and I look forward to talking to you soon, all right? Thanks, Joanne. Have a great day.